Hey guys, welcome back. So yesterday I forgot to record the video for 11th of November. So today shoot is 12th November, but I'm going to talk about 11th November first. So make sure to subscribe, like, and comment if you want to see me making 600 today within 7 years. And before we get into that, I stream my daily content so you can see the progress happening live. So if you're interested in that, make sure to subscribe. So I will put it on the screen. So basically, on the 11th of November, we will be focusing on bug fixes of the portfolio. So we're almost done. You have to attach the other work that have been done, but I have to host them first, and maybe one or two minor bug fixes before eventually things will get live, and then I will push the portfolio. I also have to make a decision if I'm gonna use a GSAP 3D animation scroll, or I just leave it out for now, because it has been clashing with the dynamic viewport that exists. Yeah, maybe I will deviate from that. All right, so they have that. Let's talk about the languages. This is I just went straight into the programming. Let's get into the normal stuff, how we do it in order, because if I don't do that, the video takes longer. So let me see. The plan was to finish the brainstorm and buy a domain. We did not do that. We did do it on 12th of November, but we're gonna talk about it soon. Um, yeah, let's get into the languages. So we really focused down on the languages on the 11th of November because we are testing our new habits and it seems to be working. We had a deep focus on food conversations with new partners on with Japanese and Korean partners. We also had some serious sessions. So if you don't know what serious sessions is, it's basically I will create 4 or 5 sentences related to food because that's the theme that I'm working on right now. And we're gonna learn them. We're gonna learn them really well, so I can have better and better conversations the more I iterate them. And yeah, let me see. So yeah, we're still focusing on the kanji, and we have a new application called Reword, which is focusing on the Japanese vocabulary. Let's get into the Korean. We potentially found a new Korean partner, but she is Chinese, and we're gonna start slow. We're gonna just start from just a little bit of a phone call and chatting and see if it clicks, and maybe I will have a new Korean partner to practice with. That will be awesome, and we'll see how that develops. We seem to click well, and that's awesome. We also focused on Korean and food conversations. I have a bit more trouble to remember Korean because when it comes to kanji, I can kind of inherit or guess what it means, but with Korean, I do not have that. For example, if you have light, which is rampu, and you have like illuminating or illuminating, I don't even know what it means anymore. Something with chang, probably. I have no idea. Um, a lot of words don't seem to be related for me, but when it comes to some words are like changmun and moon, which is window and door, they do. But yeah, to be honest, I find it a bit difficult. Maybe it will eventually click, but there are a lot of exceptions, it seems. All right, so let's get into the bias, which is affect heuristics. It basically means that the beliefs that you have, you are so convicted into that in your intro. I think, is this the right bias that I'm talking about? Wait, did did I forget? I did forget. Let me look it up, just in case. I just need 1 or 2 words to remember. Uh, Let me see. All right, it's a mental shortcut. Oh yeah, it's a mental shortcut how we get into our feelings rather than we get into our thinking. That's basically what affect heuristics means. So be careful. Just because you feel about something, that is not the same as thinking something. So you have to lay out the pros and the cons, and even the pros and the cons are filtered in your belief. You might can get an educated guess what would happen or how you can influence somewhat of control for that. Because if you don't, like the only way you can make an excellent guess is when you have hyper complex variables with hyper complex statistics to kind of see what's maybe is going to happen, or maybe can guess how it affects something or yourself. The next, what I was previously talking about was the next bias, which is introspection and illusion. I'm not going to talk about it now. We're going to talk about it on the second part of this video. So let's get into the programming. We already talked about it. We did some bug fixes, and we're going to push it soon. Nothing big has happened, but what I've noticed is that I should be careful when I make some mistakes that they don't stack up. And that's why I made an extra part of the daily screen that I'm showing. I'm also having a section called mistakes, and I'm gonna write them down and see if I can fix it for the next time so I don't fall for it. It's just a test. Let's see how it goes. Let me see if anything else happened. Yeah, it was a deep down focus on Korean. So yeah, there you have it. Let's talk on the 12th of November. And again, I'm telling you, I'm doing things in order. So make sure to subscribe, like, and comment if you want to see me make a 600 today within 7 years. And before we get into that, make sure to see the live stream, because I show the daily content and show you how it actually works. So if you're interested in that, make sure to subscribe. So let's get into the announcements. Basically, there was no announcement for today. So let's talk about immediately about the languages. So we had a Japanese meeting today, and I felt courageous, and I told them, hey, I want to freestyle food conversations and see where we head up, see if I understand, and just go with it. And it went very well, and my Japanese partner was really surprised that I pick up Japanese so fast. But I told him this is just the surface. The problems will come when it comes to context and which kanji I should use. And we actually encountered one of those things, which is being poor at. Being poor at or suffering, you can use two kind of kunyomi combinations with that. One can be purely for maybe skills or learning, and the other one could be more context related in general, or objects. So when we were talking about objects and those kinds of stuff, it's heta, or heka, hena, I'm not sure. And the other one was something else. And yeah, that was my first problem with complex kanji, but eventually I will learn which context I'm going to use. I have to be very careful that I read what the kanji application is providing me, instead of just learning the kanji. All right, so that was it for the Japanese and Korean. We just did the daily learning vocabulary, and we spoke some Korean, but we did not practice with partners or anything like that. Let's get into the bias of the 12th of November, which is introspection illusion. So introspection illusion is basically you have filters of your own belief, and you are so convicted by it that you think it can be somewhat of the truth, because you might hold information which you think that has higher superiority than someone else's belief or introspection. And that is a very dangerous thing to have, because that is like a superiority complex or special, like I call this the someone that thinks they're special. It's very dangerous to have that bias, but it's also good sometimes to have that in a sense of overconfidence, and have some confirmation so you get motivated and disciplined to get things going. So You have to be your own worst critic. That's basically what it means. But at the same time, don't get discouraged by that. All right. So that is the bias of the 12th of November, which is today. Let's get into the programming. We started to frame a use case. So basically, because I finished the portfolio, I also have a blog, but the blog is not made. So I'm gonna have a framer template, and on the template, I'm gonna use a slug. And if you don't know what a slug is, it's basically referring to a dynamic page rendering, and I'm gonna have a start the like a layout for the dynamic page rendering, and I'm going to fill in the content so I can keep up with the real work. Yeah, that was a bit of important for me because yeah, I want to be clear that I actually show the work, and I can accurately describe online or on a blog if someone is seeing it that I'm not just another fly on a wall. All right, so let's get into the Next.js project. We added 2 sections. We ran into a bit of a trouble, especially with the importing stuff, because Next.js have some imports and it has some prohibitions. It prevents doing certain things, but in React it doesn't. And there are also niche cases, so it's like de-learning to learn. And that's why it took a bit longer. I wish I was faster in that, but that's why I'm never gonna make a project from scratch again, unless I'm learning new stuff, because it doesn't make any sense to develop something from scratch anymore. All right, so let's get into the other stuff what we did. Basically, we bought a domain. We bought 2 domains, one for the blog and one for the portfolio, and we're gonna redirect them with Netlify, so they then I have free hosting and free SSL. Yeah, because it's a portfolio and a blog, it's not a big deal, but if it's for clients, it's gonna be a bigger deal, obviously. So let me see. So use cases. Yeah, I think that is it for today. So that is also recorded. I'm gonna upload this video as soon as I can. I'm probably gonna look maybe for a framer template. And yeah, tomorrow will be no stream, and the reason why, because there's no electricity, because between 9 and 9 a.m. between 4 p.m. because they're doing maintenance for the 5th time in this half year. I'm not sure what's going on, but yeah, it's really annoying. I want to be very consistent with you guys. You know, I cannot prevent that external, and it's also one of the reasons why I want to move out of Amsterdam, because the odds that this happens 5 times a year in a big city is way higher than it happens in some kind of town. All right, so there you have it. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment if you want to see me make 600 today within 7 years, and I will see you on to the next one.